Hey, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I wanted to show you an easy way to cook an Instant Pot frozen pork loin that is perfect for roast dinners in the Instant Pot. Well, before we dive into this recipe, I just wanted to suggest that you head over to RecipeThis.com. We've got more than 1,200 kitchen gadget recipes, including recipes for the air fryer, Instant Pot, slow cooker, soup maker, bread maker, microwave, Ninja Foodie, and many others. We also have a free weekly newsletter, which you can find on the homepage of RecipeThis.com, or you can find it on RecipeThis.com/newsletter. And there you can get our best kitchen gadget recipes sent to your inbox every Friday morning. This Instant Pot pork loin dinner is absolutely amazing, and it's great because you're just using a small amount of ingredients. It comes together really easily and you can do a few cheats along the way. And then salt and pepper, some extra virgin olive oil, some honey. I haven't tried this honey yet, but it's just a simple clear honey from the supermarket. My favourite ingredient when I'm cooking with apples, some balsamic vinegar, a bit of thyme, or as they call it in Spain and Portugal, tomillo. Tomillo sounds nicer, don't you think, than thyme doesn't really have a jazzy sound to it, but tomillo, that sounds good. I say it like that because that's how my neighbours used to pronounce it to me. And then the pork loin. Listen to that. Bang, bang, bang. That is frozen solid. So you can tell I'm actually cooking a frozen one here. I'm not cheating at all. And then the last and final ingredient I am cheating on. Really, really cheating. And that is, I want some pork stock to go with my pork loin and my apples. But I don't have any pork stock. So what do you use instead? Well, you could use any poultry seasoning with pork. You know, you could use some old ham stock from a ham soup. But what I cooked last was I cooked some roast gammon in the Instant Pot, and I had some leftover stock. Gammon, just like ham, is just perfect as an alternative stock for pork. So what I do is I make these stock cubes. They look a bit funny right now because they're half defrosted. So what I can do is I can kind of mix these in the bottom of the Instant Pot and it'll turn into a nice stock, and then we can use them that way. So now I've explained the ingredients, we're going to get going with the apples. You can use any apples. You can also use your scruffy apples that have been sat there for a while in your fruit bowl. And your kids said, can you buy me some fruit from the supermarket? And you do, and then you don't touch them. That's what's happened in our house. Sophia is now in junior school, so she takes a piece of fruit to school with her. I bought her some apples. She lasted a week eating them, taking one to school each day. And now they're just sat there indefinitely in our fruit bowl. So, grab your apples. And you just chop in around the core. Right, so now I've got rid of my 6 cores. You want to just chop them up into chunks. And there you have it. Those are all the apples chopped and ready to go in the Instant Pot. So now you've prepped your apples, load them into your Instant Pot. You want to press saute. It takes a few minutes for the Instant Pot to warm up, so if you just do that, add in some extra virgin olive oil. And then with your wooden spoon, just give it a good stir. And now you're just waiting for the sizzle so that you know the oil has warmed up, and so has the Instant Pot. But whilst we're waiting, I just have something else to tell you. And that's that with the shape of pork loins, they're really, really long. And when whenever we've done them, we seem to have ones that just don't actually fit to the Instant Pot size. So what I can recommend you doing is, if you're cooking it from frozen, to save yourself any headache, is to just do this over your Instant Pot, like that, to make sure it'll actually fit the size of your Instant Pot. And if it doesn't, before you freeze it, just chop a little bit off, and then that little bit that you chop off can become some pork steaks that you can freeze separately, and then you can cook our air fry pork steak. So that's the kind of size that we're finding is the max for the 8 quart. So then once the apples are on, we're just waiting for them to sizzle. Then we can add in the other ingredients and the pork, and then we can get going with this recipe. So the apples are nicely sizzling. That's if you can even hear me, because the sizzle is just so loud. So give your apples a really good stir, and then the next step is to add in some other ingredients. So we're adding in some balsamic vinegar, and that really does make the Instant Pot smoke. But it doesn't matter, because we have other ingredients in that will stop it. So first of all, your pork stock, or as you know, I'm cheating and using gammon, but very similar. Notice it's suddenly gone quiet. And that is because as soon as you pour in your liquid to deglaze the Instant Pot, what it actually does is it stops all the smoke instantly. And then press cancel on your saute. Give it a good stir. It's getting a lovely flavour in there already. Apple and balsamic vinegar are just like best friends when it comes to cooking. And then add in some thyme. And then, last but not least, your honey. Any honey will work well, but I just love clear honey. And the thicker honeys, what they are good for is when you're making a barbecue glaze and you want a really thick and sticky glaze on your pork ribs, then that is when it's perfect, or chicken wings or anything similar. So just give it a good stir. You want that thyme mixed everywhere. You want the honey mixed everywhere. And then as you can see, you've got a nice amount of stock in the bottom there, because that's essential for not only taking the Instant Pot to pressure, but also so that you've got a base for a nice gravy later. And then that just leaves our rock solid pork. So this is a scissors moment, because the packaging is just stuck on. Because the thing is, when you buy this stuff, they don't expect you to freeze it. So the packaging never seems to work well with the freezer. Oh, we're nearly out now. Oh, and there you go. That's your pork from its packaging. Of course, keep the string on because it helps it stay together when it's cooked. And then you just want to press it in like that. It doesn't have to be flat right down the bottom, because the thing is, pork shrinks when it cooks. So the longer it cooks, the better it will go down, and it'll be in the right position for you by the time you finish cooking it. The same goes for a lot of other different meats in the Instant Pot. So as you can see, you've got your apples, you've got your stock, and you've got your pork loin, and we're now ready for pressure cooking. So grab your pressure cooker lid. Of course, make sure you're set to sealing. And then you're looking for pressure cook. And this is the boring bit, when you've got to go right up when it's on a really low number from what you cooked last time. So I'm looking for 70 minutes, an hour and 10. And then press start. And then after that, you need a 10-minute natural pressure release, because we're dealing here with meat, and if you don't give it a natural pressure release, it can often be tough. 70 minutes is because if it was thawed meat, I would give it about 45 minutes. But for the meat not to be tough when cooked from frozen, it needs longer in the Instant Pot. So the pork's done its cook time, it's done its natural pressure release, and we've now made sure that it's finished releasing pressure, and then we can take a look. So lid off the Instant Pot, and just like you'd expect, the pork's has shrunk a bit, so more of it's now in the liquid, and you've also got in the liquid the fat from the pork as well, so expect to have more going on in there. And then use a fork or whatever you've got. Oh no! Have you seen how small it is now? Oh, pork shrinks. One of the best chefing tips always is, you know when meat's cooked because it's shrunk. So that's the pork, and we're just going to let that sit for a little while, and I'll just let you see what it looks like. Apologies for all the steam. Oh, it does smell really nice though. And I can smell all those lovely apples inside the pressure cooker as well. So I'm just going to put that to one side, so we can get back to it later. And then the setup you want is you want a bowl, and then you want a sieve so that you can catch all the apples and stuff. And then I recommend a tea towel or something that you've got where you can lift it out, where you're not going to burn yourself. Right. There's an odd little bit of apple in there, but that can just stay there. Right. We wanted to separate these for now. The best bit for keeping is what's actually in the sieve, because that's your apples. So that would make a brilliant apple sauce. So once you've done that, load it back into the Instant Pot. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a mesh strainer, and I'm going to get another bowl. Now I've got another bowl. What you want to do now is mesh strainer of your bowl, and then this is going to get rid of the fatty bits, or some of them. So what I recommend you do is you do this gradually, because otherwise what can happen is you can end up with a sauce that's too thin. And now we're going to plug in the stick blender, and we're going to show you how to turn this into a little apple gravy. So now I've got my hand blender out. As you know, the apples are already in the Instant Pot, and what's great here is that the apples, because they've been cooking for such a long time in the bottom of the Instant Pot, they're quite mushy anyway, so there's not an effort to actually blend them. So what I recommend you do is start with just a little bit, and then careful, because you don't want to damage the bottom of your Instant Pot with this, so just make sure it doesn't quite cook. I'm just going to add a little bit more, because it is nice and thick anyway. Not much. Right, so I recommend a taste test, and then you can decide if you want to add anything else to it. So, oven. Look at how creamy that is. Isn't that lovely and creamy? Oh, and that is lovely. So that's just like a creamy apple sauce. But I need more salt. I'm just going to add a little bit more, because it is nice and thick anyway. Not much. Right, so I recommend a taste test, and then you can decide if you want to add anything else to it. So, oven. Look at how creamy that is. Isn't that lovely and creamy? So we've allowed the pork loin to rest for a bit, and the gravy's cooled down enough now so that it's not going to burn my tongue off. And I've passed it over to the lovely chef hubby Dommy, and he's now going to show you how to carve it. Start by only taking a little bit of the string off the end, because then it helps hold its place. Just take the string off as you need to. And I can't wait to see how this pork looks, because it really is pull apart when you cook it in the Instant Pot. It's just so lovely, and it amazes me how good frozen meat is when it's actually cooked in the Instant Pot. Do check out our videos for Instant Pot frozen pot roast, and Instant Pot Frozen whole chicken, because they are also delightful. And we've also got a video for Instant Pot Frozen turkey breast as well, which is another great. So don't think that you've got to do it with thawed meat, because you really don't. I mean, wow, I can just tell by the way it's slicing that it's pull apart meat, and it just looks absolutely fabulous. And now let me get, once he's done that slice, let me get it for you and just show you what it looks like. So that's just how amazing it actually looks. And as you can see, it's pull apart, tender, it's just perfect. Look at that, I mean, that looks absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to tuck in. So this is a couple of the slices. And this is the lovely gravy that I've done as well. Let's try it, shall we? Oh, just look at how lovely that looks. It looks absolutely amazing. Oh. Hubby says he absolutely hates jars of apple sauce, but he absolutely loves it like this, and it's just so nice. And a great use of your leftover apples. Just look at how good that looks. It's just amazing. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.